Welcome to Cinema Bites, your go-to for movie recaps in a flash. Big twists, epic moments, all in just minutes. Our movie Outbreak starts with a police car heading to the location of a report. We find out someone called in about a vicious dog that attacks anyone in front of it and eats them. The car arrives. Neil and Mike get out, guns drawn and ready. Mike approaches the spot where the dog is locked up, looks at Neil and says, "Ready?" Mike opens the door and is shocked as the vicious dog tries to eat him any way it can, but it's held back by a chain. Suddenly, the leash snaps, and the dog attacks Mike, almost eating him. Neil is terrified and doesn't know what to do. Mike yells, "Do something!" Their friend Jess arrives and shoots the dog dead. Jess checks on Mike, and we learn Mike is their leader. Mike shrugs it off, "I'll be fine." After that, Mike radios his unit to report the dog is dead. Strangely, no one blames Neil for freezing up. Then Neil looks at the dog and tells them, "There's a virus infecting dogs, making them turn savage. If that virus spreads to you, it'll be a disaster." The weird thing is, nobody responds to him, as if he's not even there. The important thing is, the mission's done, and they head back to the police station. Before getting out, Neil puts his badge in front of Mike and says, "I'm resigning. My nerves are shot. I haven't been able to focus on work for a while." Mike says, "Look, man, I get what you're going through. I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want. Take an open-ended leave. Get away for a bit with your wife." We learn Neil's son Ben has been missing for 2 months, and no one has been able to find him since. Neil and his wife are devastated. Neil gets home after resigning and finds his wife Abby asleep on the couch. He's upset because she's been drinking and taking sedatives ever since their son disappeared. He tells her, "You're destroying yourself for nothing. He'll miss us and come back." She replies, "No, I feel something's happened to him." Neil is moved by her words and promises, "I'll search for him everywhere until I find him." The next morning, Neil wakes up and goes for a walk, wandering until he reaches a lake. There, he remembers being here a year ago with his son Ben, giving him a watch inherited from his grandfather. Ben took the watch, thrilled. Neil snaps out of the beautiful memories into harsh reality, feeling so hopeless and sad that he pulls out his gun, deciding to end it all. He has a cigarette with him, so he lights it and smokes before dying. He takes his final breaths, puts the gun under his chin, and is about to kill himself when he hears a girl drowning in the lake, calling for help. He runs and jumps in, managing to rescue her. As he checks on her, he's shocked to see she's a zombie and attacks him, trying to eat him. But Neil is stronger, throws her off, grabs his gun to shoot her, but finds it's empty. He throws the gun, pins her to the ground, grabs a rock and smashes her head until she's dead. He's stunned by what just happened, unable to process that creatures like this exist. He grabs his gun and runs home, terrified. He gets home and tries to wake Abby, but she's out cold, not wanting to get up. He grabs the radio trying to contact anyone from the police, but no one answers. He hears a noise outside, sneaks out to see where it's coming from, and is shocked to see 2 zombies heading toward the house. He rushes to open the drawer where he keeps the ammo, but finds all the boxes empty. He wakes Abby and asks about the ammo, but she doesn't answer, just keeps sleeping. As soon as he leaves the room, he's confronted by a zombie. He grabs a vase to smash on its head, but the zombie grabs his arm, breaks the vase, and knocks Neil to the ground, trying to eat him. Neil grabs a shard of the vase, stabs it in the zombie's neck, and kills it. He barely catches his breath when the second zombie comes at him, so he tackles it in the kitchen, grabs a rope, and strangles it, pulling tight until it's dead. After that, Neil takes Abby and leaves the house to get away. Abby is so out of it, she keeps sleeping even after he puts her in the car. Neil drives as fast as he can, reaching the public park, and is shocked to see zombies everywhere. He can't believe his eyes. He keeps driving away from the park and stops to talk to Abby, who's finally awake. He says, "There's an infection spreading through the city. People turned into zombies and attacked me." She's confused. "When did this happen?" He says, "I don't know anything. We have to leave this city now." Abby can't process Neil's words, thinks he's hallucinating, so she takes a sedative to calm herself. Then she tells him they need to go home before leaving so they can pack their essentials. He listens and heads home, telling her, "After we finish at the house, I'll stop by Mike's place. He works with me at the station. Mike must have info about what's going on. He can help." She says, "Maybe Mike got infected too." Neil replies, "You're right. That dog bit him yesterday, so he could have caught the infection." They get home and start packing their essentials. Neil remembers the gun is empty and asks Abby about the ammo. She admits, "Honestly, I threw away all the ammo because I was scared you'd hurt yourself or commit suicide." After packing, they drive toward Mike's house. While driving at night, Neil spots a gas station by chance. He tells Abby, "Stay in the car, lock the doors tight, I'll go get gas." Don't open the windows, no matter what. He gets to the gas station, making the most of the chaos everywhere, and lights a cigarette. But a zombie appears and attacked him, and climbs up a pole, and it's different from any zombie Neil's seen before. But Neil isn't fazed. He pours gasoline on it and sets it on fire, killing it easily. Then he goes back to Abby, takes her, and heads to Mike's house. Before getting out, he hands Abby a knife and says, "Keep it with you so you can defend yourself with it, and it's better if you stay here in the car. I'll go talk to him for a minute and come right back. He gets to the house door and is surprised to find it open. He goes in quietly, not making a sound, so if there's a zombie inside, it won't notice him. He enters the kitchen and is shocked to see Camelia, Mike's wife, cutting meat. She's turned into a zombie like this. She attacks him with a knife, trying to kill him, but Neil is stronger than her. He throws her to the ground and runs to Mike's ammo cabinet to grab some bullets. He manages to get 2 bullets, loads them into his gun, and finishes off Camelia. Her daughter arrives home and, of course, finds her mother dead. She loses it at Neil, and she's turned into a zombie too. She jumps on him, trying to bite him, but Neil throws her to the ground, points his gun at her, and is about to shoot when Abby arrives and yells, "Are you going to kill Olivia, Mike's daughter?" Suddenly, Mike attacks Neil. He's turned into a zombie too. He grabs Neil by the neck, trying to choke him. Neil is gasping for his last breaths and shouts to Abby, "Kill him, quick, before he kills me." Mike's grip tightens and Neil is dying in his hands, begging Abby to shoot, but she refuses. Olivia grabs Abby and they both run away from the house. Then Neil punches Mike in the face, grabs his gun, and shoots him in the head, finishing him off. He rushes out of the house looking for his wife Abby, but the car isn't in front of the house. He climbs up to a high spot to see which way they went, but loses his balance and falls from the height, passing out. While unconscious, he remembers a past moment when his son Ben left the house. Abby had told him, "Why are you just standing there? Go get the boy and come back." He rushes out to catch Ben, calling for him until he reaches the edge of a cliff. Suddenly, Ben appears, turned into a zombie like this. Neil pushes him off the cliff, finishing him. The next day, Neil wakes up from his coma and continues searching for his wife. He finds her standing by the car, goes to check on her, relieved she's alive, but discovers she's infected, though she hasn't fully turned. He ties her up, buckles her in the car, and drives off fast, hoping to find a cure before the infection takes over her body. As he's driving out of the city, he spots a police communications tower. He gets out to see if anyone can help. He climbs up quietly. Sure enough, he's attacked by the police officer stationed there, who's turned into a zombie. Neil shoots him in the stomach, hits him with the butt of his gun, and throws him off. He searches for anything useful, finds a walkie-talkie, and keeps calling for help, but no one answers. Frustrated, he takes the walkie-talkie and drives off. The problem is, Abby has now fully turned into a zombie. While driving, Neil keeps talking into the walkie-talkie, hoping someone will hear him. Luckily, his friend Jess, who used to work with him at the police station, answers. Neil tells Jess about the infection spreading through the city and that his wife's infected and might eat him any moment. Jess says, "I'll wait for you at your house. Come to me right now." Neil turns the car around and heads home. At night, he gets there and finds 2 police cars parked outside. He gets out, unties Abby, but ties her hands tight so she can't escape, then leads her toward the house, calling for Jess to come out. He keeps shouting for Jess. Jess comes out of the house, and to Neil's shock, he's turned into a zombie too. 2 of Jess's men appear, also zombies. But the weird thing is, Jess talks to Neil and tells him to surrender. Neil points his gun at his head, about to shoot himself, but suddenly one of them shoots him in the shoulder and he falls beside the car. While writhing in pain, he looks in the car mirror and is shocked to see himself turning into a zombie, but it turns out to be just a hallucination. He realizes Abby has returned to normal. She approaches him and begs him to surrender and listen to Jess. At that moment, Neil starts to snap out of it, and his memories flash before his eyes. He remembers the public park full of zombies, but we realize they were all normal people and Neil was the one hallucinating. Even Mike, his friend, was just a normal guy, and so was his wife Camelia in the kitchen. Olivia, her daughter, wasn't a zombie at all. Even the girl Neil rescued from the lake was just a regular girl, but he imagined her as a zombie. The gas station attendant was a normal man, but Neil's mind was broken, seeing everyone as zombies. Back to the present, Abby pleads with him to put down his gun and surrender to Jess. She tells him, "Don't blame yourself. You're not at fault for your son's death." We flash back to the day his son left home. Ben was just a normal boy, not a zombie. Neil grabs Ben's bag and begs him to come back home, but by accident, Ben stumbles on a rock and falls off the cliff, dying in front of his father. Neil climbs down to save him, but can't find him. Looking up, he sees a hawk circling above. He leaves, searching for Ben, even though Ben's body is right there in front of him, dying. Since then, Neil has imagined his son disappeared and that a virus spread through the world, turning everyone into zombies. Back to the present, Jess and his men order Neil to drop his weapon. After realizing the disaster he's caused and that all the zombies around him were just hallucinations, Neil is overwhelmed with regret and decides to kill himself. But before he does, he decides to shoot Abby first, to end her suffering over their crazy son. He points his gun at her, but Jess steps in and shoots Neil before he can do it. Neil collapses, lifeless, though none of this was really his fault. Abby approaches his body, crying, telling him, "I can't live without you." At that moment, we see the hawk that was flying in the sky perched on a tree, watching everything happening, and we're shocked to see the hawk itself is a zombie. Apparently, this hawk is cursed, making people believe zombies are everywhere so they kill each other. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more new videos. See you next time.